guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I saw a movie, so I thought I would review it. Usually I do review movies if I see it opening weekend, either superhero movies. Obviously I always review superhero movies, but if I see a movie on opening weekend, I try to do a review on it. And this week I saw Mortal Instruments premiere day, so I said, why not do a review for this? Now, I have friends that love this book. One of my good friends loves this book, her favorite book. She knows everything about it. She's read it 20,000 times. So she was very excited to see the movie. So I was like, alright, go see premiere day. And everyone else I saw her with, all my friends, they at least read the book. I never read the book for Mortal Instruments. I'm not a humongous book reader. You know, obviously I'm a comic book reader, but I'm not a humongous literature reader, so I haven't read the books. So this is the opinion of a person who has never read the books, but does know about the fan base. I know it's a humongous fan base, very dedicated fan base, and I've heard in the theater when I was actually watching this movie how big this fan base is. When things happen, they squealed, and there's a lot of moments where people are clapping, you know, then movie everyone clapped, you know, people squealed. There's a lot of that. You saw there's a fan base in this room, especially for premiere day. But let's talk about the premise of this movie. It's about this regular girl who finds out she's a shadow hunter. One is a shadow hunter, they kill demons, and now we find out a little bit more about our main character, who's called Clary is her main, you know, is her name, and we follow her journey, her figuring out as a shadow hunter and what that all means. There's other minor characters here. We do have a little bit of a love triangle, I feel like, which was approached differently here. We have Simon, the best friend, who loves Clary, and Jace, who everyone loves. Jace is the character I feel like a lot of people watch this movie for and read the books. At least that's what my friends did say, is that Jace, I mean, that's pretty much why everyone really likes the books, is because of Jace. Or Simon, really, these two characters. And it's less focus on Clary. So we do get to see that love triangle here, and there's some spins here. There are some things that happen that is like, wow, I didn't actually see that. And there's curveballs, which I will talk about in the spoilers section of this review. I want to just give a plain review, no spoilers first, and then I'll warn you guys when I'm getting into spoilers. But overall, I felt like we were a little bit dragged into the mystery a little bit too early, or the mythology. There's a lot of mythology here. You know, I love my werewolves, I love my vampires, I love a lot of those TV shows. Been watching Being Human, I love Teen Wolf, so I get it. You know, I get about supernatural stuff. But I thought there was too many in this movie. I thought there's too many supernatural stuff in one movie. It really got confusing if you haven't read the books. There's demons here, there's references to angels, there is werewolves, vampires, and they're in a couple of scenes. All these characters, shadow hunters, all these characters and different supernatural creatures are in this movie. Really take some scenes here. So I felt like there was a little bit too much mythology going on. And I felt like, you know, the point of the movie is that you're following Clary as she becomes a shadow hunter. She doesn't really know much about this. So as she's dragged into this whole mythology, we are. So you really have like 5 minutes of backstory, and you really jump into, oh wait, she could see like these people that other humans can't see. I think they're called mundanes in this movie. So we get to see that, and we're really jumping into the movie as Clary is. And I felt, for a non-reader, that wasn't a good idea, because I didn't connect with Clary. I didn't really care about the world as much. Like, I liked the movie, but I wasn't indulged into the movie. Like, I felt I was still in that outer core. Like, I could feel why fans would love this, because they're remembering the book, and they have that back information, that background information about the book, but I didn't. And, you know, that made it a little bit more complicated for me when I was watching the film to actually get into these characters. I think out of everybody, I really like Jace the most. I really enjoyed his character. Simon, I felt hints of him being cool. I hear that he is a little bit more nerdy in the books, and I think that would have been a better hook for people to actually like an audience. Like, oh, he's nerdy, like, we get who his character is, he makes really cool quips. We had some quips here. I really liked the quips in this movie. I thought they did a good job balancing action and supernatural and comedy. I thought they did pretty good with the comedy. Like any superhero movie, I would say. They did a pretty good job with the comedy. But yeah, I like Jace. I thought you connected it to his character a lot. The other minor characters you didn't really feel for, but here you don't feel for until like the second or third movie. But I felt like we should have had some foundation with them. I think the three characters you really care for is, I guess, Clary and Simon and Jace. Those are the three characters we do care for. So, for not being totally indulged, also the main plot didn't quite work for me. They're chasing to get this cup. And that was pretty much this whole movie, is that they're trying to get this cup. It does stuff, but I felt like in the movie they didn't explain exactly what it did. Like for 2 seconds they explained, but you didn't really get how powerful this cup was. They're just chasing this cup, and Clary's the only one that can get this cup. Like she's the symbol and the way to get this cup. So everyone wants her. And I felt like that could have been played out bigger. Like, really, if you look out, not really thinking about the movie and the story, they're chasing for a cup. So you gotta make this a little bit more interesting, because that really is the whole movie. So I thought that was a little for non-readers, a little, like, why are we doing this? You know, like, the ending scene is like, and why did you want this cup? So I felt that was a little, for the main story, the main plot of what they're doing was a little weak. But overall, I have to give it a 3.5. It wasn't a bad movie. I enjoyed it. I definitely can see why fans of the book will love this movie. I really think if you are, because I saw this movie with people that read the books, and they loved it. So I think if you read the books, you really know who these characters are. I think you really like this adaptation. I hear that they didn't really change things, but they did things out of order, but great for the fans. So if you're a fan, go rush out. I'm sure you already have rushed out to the movie theater and see this. If you're not, I would say wait for DVD. Like, it's worth seeing, but not worth seeing, like, in the theater. I don't know if you really need the ambiance for it. But yeah, I think the curveball is what I really liked about this movie the most, and like, that makes this interesting. And of course the whole tattoo stuff with the mythology with that was interesting. So there's interesting parts I'll probably talk more about in the spoiler portion of this review. But it's, yeah, you know, it is an okay movie. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 in total. So this is the non-spoiler portion. Now we're getting into the spoiler portion of this review. So if you don't want spoilers, you know, stop now. But if you do, continue watching this video. Quickly, really love the curveball. We find out who's Clary's dad is the main villain. And I'm like, alright, we've seen this tons of times, but the way they did it was really interesting. You think that Clary's dad's a soldier who died when she's 2, and we find out it's actually the main villain, Valentine. And the really weird twisted part, we find out that Jace, the love interest, is actually Clary's brother. So I guess we'll see how that works. I think it worked well in the film. It wasn't like, really? That's a little weird. I think it worked pretty well in the film. Like, oh wow, that's interesting. They're related. Let's see more of that. Again, the minor characters, I feel we will get more character development, but in the next couple of movies, if we get more movies, I think there's a second movie coming. But I feel with Jace and Clary, especially Jace, I think that was definitely developed. But yeah, great curveball. I thought that was very interesting, and we will see where that whole thing goes. And I felt with the love triangle, I just want to mention, they did that pretty well also, because, I mean, did it feel a little dramatic, the love stuff? Yeah, I'm going to say that. It did feel a little bit too dramatic for me. Again, maybe because they were just trying to get that squeal from the fandom, but from a non-reader point of view, I was like, this is really over-dramatized. So you're going to get a lot of that. But if you take this as a summer supernatural type of movie, fun supernatural movie, you want to watch with your friends on a Friday night, yeah, go see this. You know, it's a fun movie. To sit on the couch, I would say. Again, I would Netflix this or on-demand this. I think it's a fun movie to sit on the couch, but I don't think you have to rush out of the theater and see this. So I'm going to give it a 3.5. There's some interesting stuff here. I enjoyed it to its fullest, and I think if you're a reader of this book, definitely go see this, because it seemed like readers really did enjoy it, and support it, because it seems like the fandom really wants more from it, and I would love to see what happens next, you know, and see how these characters grow. So this is my Mortal Instruments review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my point of view of it, and give it 3.5. So I'll see you guys later. It's Comic Uno. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situations, and don't forget to like me on Facebook. See you guys later.